So today I wanted to show you guys my flight hangar, what I have in there, what works and what doesn't work, um, what is standard for 2024, flight sim 2024, and what is imported in via flight sim 2020. It shows right here in the corner. So first of all, we have the standard hot air balloon. I haven't done anything with that yet. I might in the future. Um, it's it's a hot air balloon, period. It's nothing special. It does seem to have a some sort of engine on it, so you can fly it around a bit. But well, it's a balloon. Then the ATR. The ATR has some issues that they are working on, so that's something for the future. Then we have the L39. The L39 is ported over from the air races in Reno. They actually race in these aircraft. I know. That's that's awesome. Um, Even though there have been some quite horrid crashes in these aircraft. Then we have this is a bit of an odd one, but it is actually a very good aircraft for hunting tornadoes, which you can in the game. You can hunt twisters, but also for environmental studies and so on. It has great visibility and it actually has the electro-optical camera. So yeah. Then we have the air tractor. This one we know, of course, from our firefighting experiences. These are new. These are my Airbus AT220s ported over from 2020, which actually works really nicely. Then we have the Airbus 600-600R and the RF. They also work pretty nicely. Of course, the standard A310. Then for people who come over and want to fly an airliner but don't have the in-depth experience that I have, I bought these LVFR Airbuses. I got all of them. They're pretty neat, you know, they can do auto lands and stuff like that, but the systems aren't as comprehensive as, say, a study level aircraft. Then I have the A320, A321LR, which stands for long range, another LVFR and another LVFR. This is an A330, and I have the A330-900, as well as the A340-300. And I'm gonna go in depth on this aircraft for a little bit because it's actually pretty laughable that you can build an airliner with a pretty big airframe and then have these tiny engines on it. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it flies. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. I did some flights on it a while back in 2020, I think. Of course, the Airbus A400, which is the replacement for the Hercules in some countries. Sadly, not the Netherlands. We decided to go with, what's the Mitsubishi, I think? No, not the Mitsubishi. I'll get to it. Then we have the Beluga, which is used to transport aircraft parts, big ones like entire fuselage parts fit in here. It's a pretty neat aircraft to see at work. Helicopters, of course, we have those as well. Airbus H125. the 225. Then I have the A350, all three versions. A Skyship, a Zeppelin. I have no idea what that is. It looks like something from a Batman. Haven't flown it. The Pitts Special, which is an aerobatics aircraft. These are general aviation aircraft from Coronado, which are pretty cool. The Twin Beach, the Beach Bonanza with the V-tail, the Model 17, the Stagger Wing. Then I have the standard, no, that's actually not standard, the Nemeth Design 407 as a helicopter. My favorite turboprop, of course, the C90. You can see me fly this a lot on my YouTube channel. I've got a Cessna 310. This was my first buy-in, the first aircraft I ever bought, and it sucks. So there's a lesson in that. This is the PC-6, which is a Stouffville aircraft. Ridiculous short field handling capabilities. Then we have the standard Max, the standard 747-8, and here are my favorites. These are the PMDGs. This is the 777-200 extended range. Then we have the 777-200 long range. I have the 777-300 extended range. And of course I have the 777 freighter. I also, again, like the LVFR Airbuses, I got this Captain Sim 777 for people who come over and want to try something new, want to try their hands at a bigger airline, but not get into the complex systems too much. I got you covered. 787-10, of course. Boeing 747-400. This is the GST. This is a aircraft that can be filled with fire retardant, a lot of it. This is new. I need to test this. Boeing 727. I always had a soft spot for the 727 back in the day, and I think I'm talking about FSX here. We had Captain Sim bringing out the 707 and the 727, and they were actually pretty good, pretty decent. But these days Captain Sim has sunken into, I don't know what. I mean, then we have the Boeing 747-400 LCF, which is like the Beluga. Where are you? Where are you hiding, Beluga? It's not really an aircraft that can hide very easily. Ah, there. Same aircraft type. You can shove really big aircraft parts in it and have them flown halfway across the world. Then, of course, the C-17. The C-17 always has a special place in my heart because I used to jump from these together with guys from the 82nd and 101st, the airborne divisions of the United States. Then I have the Blackbird simulations Chinook. I also have the other Chinook. We'll get to that in a minute. Of course, these are standard. Any aircraft that doesn't show a tag is pretty much a standard, or I'll say otherwise. CRJs, some of my favorite regional jets. Then we have this. I'm not gonna fly that ever. I got the DA-40, and then I got a lot of Coronado. I am a huge fan of Coronado. They build excellent general aviation aircraft. I bought this one, the 210, which is the turbo version, not turboprop, turbo. The engine has a turbo, as well as the 182 Quebec. I bought that for 2024 as well. The rest is imported from 2020. This is one of my favorites. When my Australia tour reaches the east coast of Australia, we're gonna fly this a lot because those are shorter hops. PC-12. I think I have 2, maybe 3 versions of this now. Let's see, Cessna 185, 404 Titan, the 208. This is the AG truck. This is not the firefighting version. This is the crop duster, Dusty. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we cannot be friends. I'm sorry. I'm talking about planes, the Disney movie. Then we have the C400, which looks a lot like the Cirrus, by the way. Cessna 408, fly that a lot for cargo missions. The Honda Vision Jet, another Vision Jet, and this one is imported again, 2020. The working title simulation Cirrus 22. The Cirrus is a pretty neat aircraft because it has a recovery parachute built in. So if the engine fails or you're in trouble, whatever, you can pull a handle on the ceiling of the aircraft and it will deploy a parachute and you will glide down. The Cap 4. Then we have the 2 Kawasaki Bell 206s. This is the short version. This is the Long Ranger. This is the normal Ranger. Then we have a Cubcrafters NX Cub. This is actually a high-tech version of the standard Cub. The Curtis Jenny played a pretty big part today in the live stream that I was part of over at Skies and Dolls, which is a new group on Discord and on the internet that consists of mostly women flying around in flight sim aircraft, and it's pretty cool because not so long ago I thought I was probably the only female flying flight sim. I'm not, thank God. Then we have a P40 from 2020, 2 gliders. Then we have the Kodiak. You'll see me fly this around the Philippines and the Papua New Guinea, where this aircraft and its STOL capabilities really shine. I mean, Daher TB 930, which is one of my all-time favorites. DH-6-300, also one of my all-time favorites. And the only aircraft I can land at Lukla. DA-40, DA-62, DV-20. Those are all Diamond aircraft. Pretty neat company, by the way. The Dornier Seastar. The DC-3, also one of my favorites. Douglas DC-6, also one of my favorites. The Embraers. I fly these around KLM routes quite a bit. Then we have the Embraer 175. I also have the older 170 and the 190 and 195, but I don't see those. I'll have to check that out. Sky Crane, Extra 330. The mighty A10. I mean, this aircraft speaks for itself. Anybody who has DCS, Digital Combat Sim, knows this aircraft from heart. It is a close air support aircraft that can take a beating, but more so can deliver a beating. That GAU 8 is a menace. CTSL, another hot balloon. A Messerschmitt, a Focke-Wulf, a P-38 Spitfire. This is one of my favorites, the 414. It has speed and all the avionics on board to test your skills. This is a pretty decent aircraft. This is new for me, the Learjet 35A. Then we have the Sierra 24R, two Fokkers, which I like, Grumman Goose, Grumman Albatross, the tiny helicopter, H-Jet, these are the Honda jets, Hawker Hurricane. This is a bit of a weird aircraft. I might get into it, but I'm probably not going to. A Heinkel 111, World War II. The Horten Oach 229, also World War II. The huge aircraft H4, probably one of the biggest flying boats ever built. Tiny flying boat, right here, the Icon A5. Then I have the JBM aircraft VL3. My Junkers, this well actually this one, the Skies and Dolls livery. I flew this one today in the live stream. I recorded the entire flight and I'm now rendering it, so it's gonna take a while, but we're gonna get there. These are two pretty funny things that I might get into. The Hawk, I love the Hawk, and then go through the Mach loop over at England, at Great Britain. Kit Fox series 3 times. The mighty AH-46D Longbow Apache. I'm not sure if there is a Dutch livery for that. There should be, I think, because we own quite a few of them. British, Indian, no. Well, dang it. There might be one on Flight Sim TO. I might check that out later. This is not a helicopter. This is a gyro, which has a push propeller and a rotor shaft. DC-9, this is the DC-910 short version, this is the DC-930 long version. Here is the other Chinook that I have, Newport 17. I actually wanted to fly this one today, but it is so slow that I was probably not gonna make it with my shoulder and everything. This is the standard P-51 for the air races, nor the Texan for the air races. This is the operational P-51. The Petty Draco X. This is this is a very special aircraft because this aircraft holds the world record for the shortest takeoff run ever. Sadly, it crashed a few years ago, but apparently they are rebuilding it, or a version 2 of it, not really sure. This is the Coronado PC-12. I have shown you the other PC-12 that I have. PC-24, another PC-6, Piper Aerostar, Piper P-28. These are all aircraft that came with the game simulator. Piper 24, and this is a pretty extensive one, by the way. Another glider, another ultralight, or yeah, ULM. This is a paraglider. The Edge from Matt Hall. Another air racer, another air racer. The P-47, this was the absolute nightmare for Japanese Zeros, because this aircraft could finally beat them. The Robin Cap 10, the Robin DR400, then I have the Robinson R66, the Spirit of St. Louis. This is of course the aircraft that Charles Lindbergh used to cross the Atlantic from New York to Paris, and not the other way around, as some people believe. Saab 340, Shorts Sherpa, the 330, the 360, and the 23 Bravo. I think this is the military version. Another glider. There's quite a bit of gliders in here. I didn't realize that. Another Spitfire. I've got the OH-58D. This is a reconnaissance light attack helicopter. I'll get into that as soon as I have more time on it. Then we have, of course, the standard Beech G58, G36, the King Air 350, Cessna 152 Aerobat. This is a reinforced version. This is actually, if you've seen Iron Eagle, this is actually the aircraft that's being used to fly the Snake in. Cessna J3, J4, Cessna Longitude, Vans Aircraft RV14, Viking Air CL415, which is a fire. I can't get to the word right now. That's something that happens. You fight fires with it. Jesus. The Havilland Canada, DH2, Volocity Volocopter, I'm not sure what that is. Of course, the Wright Flyer, the aircraft that made all of these possible. This is the granddaddy of all aircraft that exist today. I've been to the place where this happened in North Carolina, Kill Devil Hills, Kitty Hawk, and that is hollow ground for me. That is very special to be there. A Zlin Aviation Norden, also a STOL aircraft. The Savage Cup, also STOL aircraft, and the Twin Comanche. And that's my fleet currently. I mean, whenever I get the chance and have a little bit of extra money, I like to spend it on flight sim. That's my thing. So that's my hangar. It's pretty extensive. I got, you know, airliners, military aircraft, civilian aircraft, general aviation, special aircraft.